Mesos asked questions about a lot of legal rights being lost, even so much as transgender bathroom laws, and I say we'll never let that happen. Look at all those people mobilized on TV. They all are unified by what's happening and how quickly they came together. So that's something to look at. Look at how so many people so quickly came together, for one another. So I said, we're not going to let that happen.
That's pretty much what I've been saying to Leah. She's had nights where she hasn't been able to sleep since the election because, people will say to me, well, why do you let her watch the news? Well, I'm like, she's 11. And it's not even necessarily about watching the news. It's overhearing people at the next table when we go out to dinner. It's not a secret that this is very unsettling to, anybody in the LGBT community or in a role that's advocating for this community, and or in the education. It's just as much about the education community now, and I have to say, my brother works for public television in Detroit, and he made a comment that the new politics may go after public television. So there's nothing that's safe in a lot of our world, and it's very unsettling. And so I have said to Leah again, that we know who will keep us safe again, and that just the same, there are so many people out there that want good in this world, and they are going to continue to fight for that, and we will just be with them, as much as we can. And again, like, we lock our doors, no one's going to be breaking down the door. And I want to say the siblings of Leah are just as anxious about our safety as a family as Leah is concerned for herself and her friends. And that it's hard to live with that every day. And so, you have to balance that information and protect yourself, and, and with traveling, I totally relate to that, with going to visit family in other states. There are definitely concerns, when we had been going down to Hilton Head for Thanksgiving for years, and in the last, couple years, we've sort of said, I don't know, whether it's almost like whether you should, out of, saying like boycotting a state that's fighting against what you think is inherently a freedom that we should all have, or just generally saying, like, do we want to go through the discomfort of having to worry while we're out of our own bubble?
It is a bubble. It is a bubble, and I think that's another reason that messages and stories are so important, is for the people in the bubble to realize that a transgender person's experience is different. No matter, period. If you're transgender, your experience is different. If you're a human, your experience is different than anybody else's. And like, I'm considering not going to Tennessee in September to the U.S. Women's National Disc Golf Championships because it's Tennessee in September. But then I thought, no, I'm going to go play in this tournament, and I'm going to be an open, authentic transgender woman. And I guess that goes back to what you were saying is, yeah, there's a lot going on right now, but we're a tribe now. And like you were saying, a lot of people have stepped up and said, no, we're not going to sit down and just let this happen to us if it happens. And I think that that's what I've taken away from today, was because I came into today, well, I told you before the show, I'm nervous about this. This is the hardest show I've ever done. By far, this is the most challenging show that I've done, because you all are the parents that I wished I had. I'll just go right ahead and say it, even though I'm older than you, and that would be all kinds of ironic time travel stuff that I couldn't wrap my head around.
Older than me.
But anyway, that's what I'm saying is, these people that are watching the show maybe for the first time, that are like, I don't know what to do.
Right.
You all are proof that we're going to make it. We're going to be a family. We're going to survive. We're going to go do goofy things that families do together. We're going to be pretty much a normal family with this one little thing
It's just part of who we are. I love that Gavin said that in the kids show. You know, being trans or non-binary, it's just a part of who we are.
Right.
It's not everything. And you know, I'm grateful that we're all able to get up and walk out our doors every day and go do our jobs right now. And you know, we have to just live one moment to the next. Sometimes one step. You know, like, and if that's all we can do, then you know, knowing you can pick up the phone and you can call me and I can call you, or you know, whatever, you know, if that's what makes the next step easier, then I can live with that right now, you know.
And I mean, that's a lot to live with, knowing that you've got somebody that's there,
right,
is really powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes you become more adventuresome, because you're like, if I fall, there's still somebody here that's going to help me.
Yes.